It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. And dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
There's just one place where you could drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
After the PLE, only one place to be. It is the Squared Circle Digest. I am Sean Stanley, and I'm joined by a plethora of talent, a lot better than moi. The great Frankie Fresco is that way. I'm getting this right here. Great Sammy, Fan Sammy down there. And from the Rainy Day Podcast, Adrian, he is that way. There he is down there. There we go. There we go.
You got it.
Gentlemen, how are we doing on this great Royal Rumble Eve?
I mean, I feel I feel like I'm getting screwed here like John Cena. Look, the Royal Rumble is blocking my name. So I'm like, I'm feeling like Cena, like I'm getting screwed right now.
You know what we'll do for you, Frankie? Because I don't ever want you to think you're getting screwed. There you go. We have now eliminated the Royal Rumble post show, so you can see.
Little. You could put it a little.
No, not at all, Frankie.
Metal. Okay.
I'm here
Let's go.
for you. All right, real quick. We already got the chats blown up already. Josh is in. My dad's in. No Doubt is in. Steven Gonzalez in as well. We were late because the pay-per-view got over late, and I had to clean up after my grandson before I could jump on air, so I apologize. That's why we're not here on time. Josh says, what up, Sean? Disappointed in the Women's Royal Rumble. Logan Paul at 30. Really? No Doubt says that was a great PLE. He also said Cody and KO was so much better than I expected. Josh agreed, said the Cody match was awesome. He said, the moment Paul dumped Punk, I was stunned. Josh gave the pay-per-view a C. No Doubt says, you crazy, brah. That was at worst a B+. Josh said, everybody is pissed off at the ending. I wanted Punk or Reigns to win it. I knew Cena was not going to win because he said that he's going to be at Elimination Chamber. Maybe he wins it there. Then Steven comes in and says, what up, guys? Sean, hell of a Rumble. Huh? Hell of a Rumble. I thought, and then this is just, look, we'll dive into the matches. Overall, I thought it was a B PLE maybe. They didn't overcrowd it with a bunch of matches. They knew the tag team match was kind of the breather match because you had the Women's Rumble, and then you're going right into Cody, KO, and the Men's Rumble. So the Motor City Machine Guns DIY, for the people that were there, they missed a great tag team. I thought it was a pretty good overall match, but again, that was the chance for them to go. My overall grade was a B. Without going into the weeds, Sammy, What overall did you think? I think this is going to be bad, but go ahead.
No, actually, I give it between a B plus and an A minus.
Okay.
Because the tag team match was like kind of an odd, choice for that pay-per-view. Even making it the 2 out of 3 plus match, but overall B plus and A minus. I thought I enjoyed it.
Adrian?
B plus. That tag team match killed it for me. Even though it was pretty good action. But I thought the women's Royal Rumble was better than expected. I thought that the Sammy and Cody match, Kevin and Cody match killed it. And then I thought the men's Royal Rumble started off slow, even though they had all them high flyers in there, but it cranked up, man, toward the end. So I give it a B plus.
Frankie Fresco.
For me, I'm gonna give it like a B minus, and I give it a B minus is because we spoke about this last week. I said that tag team match should not have been in the Royal Rumble, and I still agree with that. I don't like Ciampa and Gargano, but it is what it is. And even though Motor City, I felt like they did a good job. I just felt like Gargano and Ciampa, bro. I can't. I don't know. I just can't see him in the big pay per view like a Royal Rumble. And I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't too fond of the women's Royal Rumble. I thought the women's Royal Rumble was kind of a letdown. I didn't find it very. I thought it could have been a lot better. I felt what saved the pay per view was the Cody and Kevin Owens. I was surprised at how good that match was, and then of course the main Royal Rumble for the guys. And Adrian, I don't know what you're talking about, Adrian. I thought it was a great way to start with all the Lucha Libre guys. So we could go into more
Okay.
in depth, but that's how I felt it was really good. I thought that was really smart.
All right, let's start with how the pay per view started. The women's Royal Rumble. I hear what you guys are saying, but I don't think that it was terrible.
I thought it was excellent.
I mean,
I thought it was good.
again, I think I was a little more upset that, and this is where I'm going to get killed for this, okay? And probably rightfully so. I didn't need Trish Stratus in there.
Yeah.
I feel like she's the break in case of emergency for the divas, or going back to the, I would have liked to have seen Mickie James. They showed her in the crowd. That was a chance to have that. I know later on you saw a little bit of it, but you really didn't have any of that TNA WWE feel in the women's role, which I thought you could have had. You bring back Nikki Bella, you brought back Charlotte, you brought back Alexa Bliss, which already had like over 3 million views or something on it, something crazy already. Once I saw all them debut, I was like, ugh, my Becky Lynch call was terrible, because there's no way. And to be honest, I didn't think Nikki Bella was going to be there, because I saw, okay, you brought Trish in. You brought Alexis back. Charlotte brought back in, and I was like, all right, I don't think we're going to do anything else. And then when they saw Nikki Bella's music hit, I was like, okay, pleasant surprise. But I didn't think it was a terrible Royal Rumble. What, Frankie, we'll start with you. What did you see that was so you didn't like in it?
What I did not like from it is I felt like they gave Roxanne Perez a lot of a lot that I mean, I don't, she's not in that level, and maybe they were trying to like push her, or maybe they want to see if she can hang with the main roster. Maybe that's why they left her for so long. I didn't find that very entertaining that she was there for a minute. And the other thing, you kind of noticed at the end of the day, we all knew it was going to be Charlotte Flair. Once you saw the final couple of girls that were there, I
I
was
think
like,
you knew that by the vignettes they were playing, right? Like the fact that she come back, I'm the queen. To me, that was kind of where I was leaning on there. But go ahead, continue, Frankie.
no, and then did it bother me, Trish Stratus? Nah, I thought Trish was fine. I could have wanted, probably, like you said, maybe another surprise here or there. Like, there was some NXT girls that I think it was good that they were showcasing them, but it just felt a little bit like I know Last Legend, they put in Last Legend in there, but I mean, again, like I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. I felt like it was too predictable, and I felt like there was a lot of, like, I know typically the women are not that big, but it was a lot of small little girls in there, so it was like they were all small in there, and you could tell. But I just, I mean, it was the right call to start with the women's Royal Rumble. I'll say that. And of course, obviously, my pick was Liv Morgan. She got eliminated towards the end. So I mean, it was okay, but just I don't know, man. I guess I'm very disappointed that Becky Lynch didn't show up. I wanted Becky to come out. I'm a big fan of Becky Lynch, so I would have liked her to show
But
up.
this is where I say, like, a lot of times the fans end up not liking a match because they were expecting something.
Mhm.
It didn't happen. Then it's like, oh, they poo poo on the rest of the match because of that not happening. And then Adrian, go ahead. Your thoughts on the women's Royal Rumble?
I thought it was good. Better than I expected it to be. I did not like that Nikki Bella. And once Charlotte was in there, man, we already knew Charlotte was going to win. So really didn't. I wasn't really paying attention to like who was going to win once I seen Charlotte was in there. It was more about who are they pushing now, and they showed you they're going to push Jada Parker, they're going to push Julia, they're going to push what's her name, Lash Legend, you
Valkyr.
know, Valkyrie. They're gonna
Daniel
push the
Rickery.
girls next. Roxanne's about to get a big push. If she made it to the top three, like the last three, she's getting a big push next. So that's all I was looking for. Really, was who's getting pushed next, and let's see what they do with it, man. But I thought overall, I thought it was pretty good. Man, boy, Charlotte winning could have put somebody else like a younger up and comer over, man, but they didn't. But I get it. She been gone for over a year or whatever. Came back, looked like she lost a bunch of weight too. Knee brace, got something to worry about. So we'll see. We'll see what happens,
Not
man. But
only a knee brace, a blinged out knee brace.
yeah, she bedazzled that bit.
Dazzled that thing.
So
Looking like Ric Flair's robes there.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, right? Hey, Nature Boy esque. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So,
Yes.
but
Sammy, your
it, it,
thoughts on
it was pretty good.
Sammy, your
I was
thoughts
just
on it.
pretty good.
Um, a couple of months ago, I think it was my paraphrase on your show. I said that NXT and the women's division NXT was gonna raise the bar for the women's division. I think that showed up tonight. When you see the ring, when you saw the ring, so many stars right now that came up from NXT. I thought it was probably the most star started, and probably the best women's Royal Rumble, if you ask me, probably. Even more compared to last year. I think last year there were too many botches and they received a lot of criticism.
Yeah.
And this year, I think they did so much better. There was probably some spots that you could have said that the ring was too crowded, and that was probably to hide some of those deficiencies. But I thought it was good. Again, I agree with the Trish thing. Trish is good when you have someone in the ring that you can pair it. If the Big is there and they have a confrontation, and probably someone from the past, Lita or someone, and you can go to that nostalgia thing with Trish, that would have been good. But um, I don't see the sense of having Trish if you don't have that. But overall, I think it was really, really good.
Yeah, you know what was funny when I saw Trish come out when she did, I was like, oh man, they're gonna rehash the Mickey James Stalker. I thought the next
Mm,
person out was gonna be the Mickey James when she debuted in WWE a long time ago and stalked her because again, I was hoping for more of that or like Gail Kim or somebody from the TNA. I really didn't see that. Even with like in the men's, and we'll discuss that in a little bit. I just thought there would be more. It was kind of like the predictable one that showed
mhm.
up. I think everybody knew who was gonna probably be on there. Um, no
How
doubt
about that
said,
pop for Alexa Bliss though?
yeah. No, they missed her, man.
Big pop.
And I guess she sent
She
out
went.
a tweet during the day with her like feeding her kid or something. So
Yeah.
everybody thought that she
Yeah,
wasn't going
I
to
think
be
it was
there.
Thursday, probably Friday,
Yeah,
that she
Yeah.
saw
She said,
that
"I'll just
she's gonna
stay
stay
right
or
here" or
something.
something like
yeah.
that.
Hmm.
May I say something?
Yep.
I really enjoy Chelsea Green. I think she makes she makes the best of every single
Yes.
chance she had. That time she threw every girl over the top rope and they didn't fall out, and they got up on her. She said the other day that she knows she's the joke of the butt of the joke, and she makes herself the butt of the joke, and uh, that kind of find it the funny way, the entertaining way. You don't see that even when you're losing. Uh, you don't see that many anymore. So I thought it was great. I said Chase Green did a great spot, And again, Charlotte Flair, that was expected. She hasn't wrestled in 2023. Of course, we begin in 2025 now, but still seems like a long, long time ago. So to come back and immediately win the Royal Rumble, which was expected, I think it was kind of surprising still.
Yeah, no,
That's a
I
good
mean
point.
when you look at everything that went on in that match, it was more if you followed along and again, I just because I'm a nerd, I wrote down who eliminated who and when they came out. And if you'd watched it, the first elimination, there was 15 people in the Royal Rumble before the first elimination in the women's.
Wow.
In the men's, didn't last that long, but in the women's, it did. And then what was interesting to me was, because my daughter was over watching, and she's like, "Is Jordan Grace going to go main roster or NXT?" And I said, "I think we're going to get a lot of our answers by watching this Royal Rumble." She eliminates Jada Parker. She goes face to face with Julia. Actually, eliminates her. She went face to face with Stephanie Vacour. She was in. You saw a lot of activity, which leads me to say it looks like she's probably going to go NXT. And I think that's where Roxanne, ends up moving up. I think you're going to end up seeing her move up. I think she's
Yeah,
done all she
it
can do.
surprised me that Michael Cole said that she's part now of WWE. He didn't mention NXT, but what you say is 100% right. She went for everyone. Uh, Other than Piper Niven, that spot was huge. That shot a lot of power,
Yeah.
a lot of agility for her to pick up Piper Niven and that and bounce like that. But still, you're right. You probably go to NXT.
And then the other thing, I just wrote a couple notes here during that. It was, the one thing I was talking about, I talk about a lot, and people probably get tired of hearing it. It's about how WWE does so well on getting everybody invested in their characters and of their wrestlers and things like that. Julia and Stephanie Vacour, two NXT talents, went to a staring at each other in a WWE ring and got a reaction from a WWE crowd. Not in NXT. I'm sure a lot of them are NXT, but you had a reaction to two NXT stars in a WWE ring. That's what happens when you have people invested in, as you're bringing them up. And it just was one of those things where I was like, damn, they got a good little response for the two NXT newcomers going face to face.
They got pretty good pops coming out too.
Yeah, especially back her. I think she got a better pop than Julia.
All right. Any surprises that you saw in the women's that, again, I think everybody pretty much thought, I said, I know on Tuesday, I said, I spoiled Frankie because I went first in this one. And I was like, Charlotte and Becky are my winners because I figured both of them were coming back and one of them would win. Becky did not come back. I guess that would be my biggest disappointment in this match because they said she was ready to come back at the Raw debut, and then they've held her out, and then now there's more, and then you hear stories there might be something with a contract or something. So, what was Frankie? With you, any big disappointments that you saw other than I think you said the Becky one already once, but anything else that you saw?
There was a couple of the women that I kind of didn't want to see, or didn't expect them to be in the Royal Rumble. Like, I'm not a big fan of BFAB, so I was a little bit shocked that she got in. I also saw that they brought in Jada Parker from the NXT side, so I was a little bit surprised that they had brought her over like that. If they were gonna bring Jada Parker, then I would have assumed they would have brought in Lola Vice because I know both of them have been going at it in NXT. So I said to myself, okay, so if Jada Parker's out here, I'm hoping Lola Vice comes out. But I had seen Lola Vice's social media and she was like not nowhere in Royal Rumble. So I was like, she's not gonna show up. So I was a little bit surprised as far as that. But no, man, overall, like I said, it was just it's crazy because once you see Charlotte Flair with a lot of these girls, like Julia's a small girl, you had who else was out there? I forgot who were the last ones who were out there. Roxanne Perez was one of the last
Roxanne,
ones.
Charlotte, Nikki Bella.
So they were all kind of small. And then the other thing also was, man, I don't know if she was ready or not, but besides Becky Lynch, obviously, you know, where is Jay Cargill? I would have thought that maybe she would have showed up. I don't know if she's still injured or if she's still going through her personal stuff, but that's another kind
Yeah.
of like a little bit disappointment that she never showed up as well.
Yeah,
So.
that's the whole thing with the reports, because I've heard reports that she's seriously ill or was, and she's battling through something. Then I heard reports that she was training, but again, it's one of those things to where you haven't seen. You did see a little bit of the Bianca a little bit with the Jordan Grace there in that one part, and I mean. Overall, I mean, I honestly gave and let's do a letter grade for the Women's Royal Rumble. I gave it a B.
I gave it a C.
Adrian?
I like the B. Just because disappointed Becky Lynch didn't show up, but also glad that they put over some talent, some up and coming talent. And you're right, Frankie. I like the point that you made. I feel like you could have replaced Nikki Bella with Lola, and you would have been good.
Or B-Fab. You could have replaced B-Fab with Lola.
I mean, Nikki Bella, bro.
But here's the thing:
I
when you
don't know.
But that they're gonna bring somebody old school, and she got a pop. So like there was like some of the girls who did not get a pop, in my opinion, was B-Fab. I think Meeching was another one that like people didn't care if she was on it or not. Like if you're gonna bring in Last Legend, why didn't I? And again, I could be like talking crap here, but bring her tag team partner. This girl, wasn't it Jakara Jackson?
Yeah,
Like it makes sense
true.
to bring these girls because they've been kind of using both of those girls in the SmackDown roster against Naomi and Bianca Belair. So it's like some of those are questionable. I'm nitpicking, but at the end of the day, I would have liked Lola to be there because I know that Jada Parker and Lola went at it like in their pay-per-view and in NXT they were going at it for a while. Plus, Lola's from Miami, so I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna go with Lola too. So,
yes, that's what you want. You want the moves on there. I know what you want. So when you looked at, I think B-Fab and them were in there for one reason, to be the eliminations for Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green had a big pop, man.
Chelsea Green eliminated two people, B-Fab and Last Legend.
They booed when she got eliminated.
Yeah,
Bad.
they did. Yeah.
Sammy, go ahead with your grade.
Your grade, buddy.
I gotta give it an A, just because there was so much female talent in that Rumble. Even though even without Becky Lynch, uh, I thought there was a lot of talent. I'm kind of disappointed that I expected more from Bianca Belair on the Royal Rumble. I
Yeah.
expected more from that angle going into WrestleMania, to give some hints of a breakup between them. That for that didn't happen. I'm kind of disappointed. But overall, Jordan Grace, I thought it looked great. Chelsea Green stole the show again. So I'm gonna taking into consideration so much talent. I'm gonna give it an A.
Wait, you're saying that there wasn't any hints of Bianca and Naomi any type of breakup?
Other than that hug between
When she
Jordan
hugged,
Grace,
yeah,
but
Jordan
that
the
doesn't
hug,
go to
yeah.
with the storyline. So I still don't think they did it well.
That story's gonna play out till WrestleMania. You already know
Yeah.
that.
hmm
No Doubt says my wife does not watch, but the addition of Natalia, Bella, and Stratus caught her attention, and she sat down and watched it. And then No Doubt says Bella wasn't for you; she was for ladies like my wife that used to watch divas.
Do we know if she's gonna do more? Because it felt like she's gonna stay and
My
wrestle.
understanding is they were in talks, and maybe they'll put her to a Legends deal, and maybe she'll start back again. I don't know. I don't
She
know. I
did. She
don't know
looked
how
good.
the thing
She did,
because
and
she looks
Alexa
fine.
Bliss also didn't look rusty at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those things too, though. In these Royal Rumbles, you can protect a lot of people. You can make
Sure.
people look a lot better. And remember that they do rundowns of these things because that's why they did the SmackDown and everything in the field house. Because while the SmackDown and everything was going on in the field house, they were running rehearsals at Lucas Oil Stadium, making sure everything went off without a hitch.
Did they Did they run like something for when Liva Valkyria
No,
had
they
her?
didn't do that. They didn't have. The one guy was worried HR was going to get called, so he called the female official over
I saw
to
that.
make sure he was tying.
And
I didn't
you
touch
heard the
her.
crowd in the back was
I
like,
didn't,
yeah, when they
I
finally
didn't
tied
touch
her
her.
thing
It was
I
correctly.
didn't
like,
touch her. Get over here. X. She's hurt. She's down.
Yeah, you saw her. She was
But
struggling. Like I thought
yeah,
her top was gonna like pop out. I was like, yes, we're getting some action here. And then all of a sudden,
this is the new WWE, baby.
hey, it's a peacock. Give me
Tatas for everybody, baby.
But then you could hear when the referee female came out to her side and helped her tie up, and then the crowd like screamed like happy for her. So that was funny. That was pretty catchy.
Yeah. No. Yeah, no doubt just said the female official got a pop. Sneak Attack 305. We're gonna go right to the men's Royal Rumble right now because I don't want to have this comment sit there for too long and fall behind. He said, funny I was mentioning on this show, what's the payoff for Jey Uso? The fans really love him. 5 days later, he wins the Royal Rumble.
Sammy.
Let me tell you something right now. If anybody
no
had
need.
Jey Uso winning that Royal Rumble, make sure you're in Vegas for Royal Rumble weekend,
Yes.
WrestleMania weekend, because you could probably make a lot of money.
Or you're lying.
Yeah, because they're look, man. I was all for Jey Uso, but when you can't win a damn main event match, and the week before he didn't get beat by Gunther, he got beat clean by Gunther. Nothing there pointed to saying, okay, Jey Uso's getting that rub. I'll tell you right now, when it came down to the last two, I was like, God damn it, Cena's winning.
Oh, we all
Yeah,
said
that's what I
that.
thought.
We all said that.
And then let me ask you guys this: was
I
that
did
not the
say though.
dumbest ending, or no?
I said Cena gonna get Jay over. Cena's not gonna take a young guy's place, bro. Not in this point in his career. He ain't never been about that like the last few years. So I already knew once it was down to them two, Jay was winning.
Okay, all right. I seriously did not think it was going to be Jay, and I didn't like the ending.
If it was,
Anybody but Logan Paul.
Well, no, that 100%. When Logan Paul got eliminated, I was like, son, you don't know how bad I was hoping he would slip off the table and eliminate himself, or the table break when he lands on it and then falls to the ground, and I'll be like, yes.
well, if it would have been Vince McMahon still running the show, John Cena would have won, hands down.
What are you talking about? John Cena
Yeah.
would have eliminated 29 people. He would have been number one,
Yeah.
and as soon as people
Yeah.
came in, he would have just tossed them out. He would have been
Big
Superman.
facts.
He would have been Super Cena.
I mean, they gave him his kudos. They left him stay there for a while, and he was still hanging in with them and stuff like that. So it was good for him. I was so happy that he lost, man. I didn't want him to win. I agree with you 100%, man. No freaking idea that Jey Uso was gonna win the Royal Rumble, especially after he's been losing all the time. So it's like it's kind of weird that they made that call, but
We know Sammy didn't have no idea.
Yeah, Sammy, let's hear your thoughts on the Royal Rumble. We'll start with you because last time we made you go last.
Well, let's start from the back to the front. Well, when we were in the lobby, Frank and I was talking about the ending, and I thought when they picked Logan Paul number 30, I thought, I saw it was Jay, John, and Cena and him. I thought like, well, they're trying to make it sure that John Cena gets everybody's pop when he wins because everybody likes Logan Paul. I was so sure of that. I was so wrong about that. Joe Henry, the reaction Joe Henry got from the WWE fans was
Big
huge.
pop.
I really was surprised
Big
by that
pop.
because I know he's hot, I know he's over, but that reaction was huge. That really was memorable for
They
for
were singing
for
a
a guy like
song.
from TNA, for someone who was independent circuit, 3 months in March of 2024 to be so over is really 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 impressive. I was really impressed about that. No huge surprises. You know that they're building on that. Probably they're gonna make a triple threat match because Seth Rollins, uh, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk. That makes a lot of sense now, and that's probably gonna be a really good match for probably night one of WrestleMania. Or so overall, I expected more for the Royal Rumble, but it wasn't bad. So if you're gonna, I know you're gonna ask me to give it a grade. I'm gonna give it a B, solid B, between B and B minus, but solid B.
All right, Adrian, your What you thought and your letter grade. Go ahead.
So love what Sammy just said. That triple threat rivalry, that's about to be amazing. Like definitely off the top. How about Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre when he eliminated Drew McIntyre? That was pretty good. I loved Penta lasting as long as he did. That shows, yep, that's right. Cero Mero, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, man, that showed what they think about him. Really, it does. And then starting the match with Rey Mysterio, that was awesome to see. Wish we could have saw a little more, but I'm sure we'll get some future matches with those two. And then, yeah, man, Jay deserve it. Sorry, Sammy, Jay deserve it. He's probably been one of the biggest rising stars this last year, and you know what I'm saying. I mean, it was either him or John Cena. I'll pick him every time. So John
I
Cena's
want
on
to
his way out.
Yeah.
I like them building talent. You know what I'm saying? Not killing it. Because if John Cena would have went over there, that kills all Jay's momentum, pretty much, man. Like all of it. I
All right,
believe,
before we
but
go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
I'll give it a B plus though, just because I wish we would have seen like a couple more like surprises. Even though AJ Styles was pretty good, Finn coming back, when he just got demolished a couple weeks ago. But I mean, other than that, there really wasn't no big ones. So, but good match overall. A lot of top stars and a lot of feuds
Loaded,
that
loaded, loaded.
are gonna start.
Letter grade.
B plus.
B plus. All right, Frankie, before you go, Tony Zags in. He says, I like the fact that the ending was a surprise, but Jey Uso, he just lost to Gunther. But now who does he pick? Gunther again or Cody? And this is all I'll say on that is at the end of it, they were interviewing him at the post show. And as I was cleaning up, I heard him. He said, I will be the next world heavyweight champion. If that stays true, then he's staying true to brand and he's going after the heavyweight title on Raw, which is Gunther. If that stays the same, he may have just been talking out of emotion and they walk it back, but it did seem to me like Gunther's going to be that choice. Go ahead, Frankie.
Well, for me, I'm gonna give it an A. I don't give it an A plus because I agree with you guys that I didn't see Jey Uso winning it, and if he was like kind of in a winning streak, then it would make sense. But he is a big draw. I was talking to Zammy before we got on, and everybody wants to see them doing that Jey Uso up and down with their hands at WrestleMania. So we kind of know that that's the reason why exactly. So they want to do that. So that's what they want to sell on WrestleMania. The reason I give it an A, man, is because number one, I was freaking bonkers when I saw the beginning, seeing Rey Mysterio, and I sent a message to you guys. I was like, "Yo, Penta better be number 2," and that's exactly what happened. Penta was number 2. I was like, "You gotta eventually
Yes.
showcase that because hopefully we see that in the near future." And then they went ahead and they did something even better. Then they bring Chad Gable as number 3, which correlates with the whole, he can't wrestle against luchadors. And then you had a high flying Carmelo Hayes come out, and then Santos Escobar, another one. And you know what would have been funny? It would have been if Otis would have came out with like a mask as well. That would have been hilarious because then, you could have been telling like, Chad, you can't do it. But the way Chad was also, you had the whole interaction with Otis. So they were selling, the whole lucha story. They were selling the Otis versus Chad issue. And then we get Shazam, I forgot how you say his name, but he gets hit by Carmelo Hayes. And then you get Speed, who gets demolished by
Oh
Braun
wow.
Breaker.
So good.
Dude, that was
Don't turn the
amazing.
wrong way, buddy. You turn the wrong way, you're going to get taken
Dude,
out.
What?
when I saw that, I was like, "What in the world?" You could tell that he got, dude.
Oh,
Props to him though for being able to take that bump
Legit
and
hurt.
agreeing to taking that
let me
bump.
tell you
Bro.
something now. I don't know if he agreed to
Le-
take that bump.
Nah,
He agreed to
he
take a
legit
bump.
hurt.
I don't know if he agreed to take that bump because you're always supposed to feed in to your right. He fed into the left, which totally threw everything off. And Braun Breaker just basically tackled his ass.
Oh,
Didn't spear him.
oh yeah.
That was
He
awesome.
He hit
tackled
him
his
with
ass
everything.
and drove him. Like his head was like It was like,
Like Braun Breaker made sure, yo, you ain't coming back, bro. Don't even consider coming back, bro.
Braun Breaker don't look like he do anything less than 100%. I'm sorry, and he hit
Yeah.
him with
Yep.
110. So
And then to make it
that
worse,
was bad.
he throws him over. Otis gets him, and then he overthrows him to the table. I'm like, damn, dude. Like, not only did you get destroyed by freaking Braun Breaker, but then you get thrown to the table, and that guy's out. Like, I was like, yo, that I wasn't. I thought that was fun. I thought that was. It looked bad for him. It sucks for Speed, but hey, good job. And then you know what, guys? Me and Sean spoke about this last week, and Sean asked me, hey, can you sell a pay-per-view main event Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu? And look at what they did with Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns tonight. And look how they were really, really showcasing Jacob Fatu. So we know that Jacob Fatu is going to be a big star in the next couple of years. And then, like what you guys also said, I like the fact that they had Joe Henry pop out. I thought that was creative. I also like the fact that my boy Dom Mysterio was one of the late picks. Uh, I was a little bit disappointed that they eliminated him so quickly,
it's the
but
happiest day of my life.
I was so mad about that. And then if there's like another little hiccup I didn't like is obviously I didn't agree with Logan Paul being number 30. I thought that was dumb. I think they should have put in somebody else, maybe Sami Zayn. I know he was towards the end, or maybe
Triple H.
even I don't know, AJ Styles as a surprise or something like that. That would have been nice. But overall, and hey man, I thought it was solid. I like the biggest kind of like issue I had was like Jey Uso winning it. But in a way, I'm happy that he won because I didn't want John Cena to win. So I'll take it. I'll take anything but John Cena winning. So I'm happy.
My overall grade for it was an A. And I say an A because I like surprises. I like it not being predictable.
Yeah.
And the fact that when I saw CM Punk dump both Seth and Roman over, because again, those two telling the story, they can't turn their feelings away from each other. When they see each other, it's red and they can't see nothing else, and end up costing both of them this time. And then to watch CM Punk get dumped right there beside, I was like, holy cow. Like I'm looking in the ring going, okay, then it's Cena. And the fact that they did it, I did not like the way the little push off at the end, the way it happened, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, again, it's Cena, it's Jay. I guess if you do a super kick or something at that point, you're kind of turning a little bit heelish there to kick Cena off the apron like that. But I just felt like you almost made Cena look kind of dumb. Like, okay, I went behind you and whoop, pushed you off the apron, you know, kind of, you know, but again,
the old man.
Cena is the baby face. You get made stupid and you got to come back out of it and learn from it. I did make a couple notes, and here's where I'll go. I love the Yeets versus the Yes. When they were
Yeah.
Yeet,
Yeah.
when they're doing all that
They
stuff.
ain't give my guy no time, bro.
Oh,
That's my guy right there. LA Knight,
I
man.
loved all they did there. The camera angle when Roman and Seth were the last two, and it's Seth kind of coming up, catching his win, and then Roman's in the corner, and then they're on Seth at first, and then they go to Roman's face in the back, and then Roman starts standing up. I thought those were great.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I think I might have gave it an A+, if they didn't have Braun Strowman come out there, pick up Jacob Fatu and throw him like a little fucking ragdoll. I was like,
Payback,
That was
right?
wild.
Is it a payback?
But that was
but
I mean, they could have moved on to another feud, man.
as you said a minute ago, you had Roman and Jacob Fatu in the middle of the ring. You had Jacob look like a beast in that match. And then Braun comes out, picks him up, and tosses him over the top rope. Like,
But keep in
Plus, he
mind,
almost killed him like a week ago.
but Jacob Fatu was in the Rumble a lot longer than Braun Strowman, so he was already tired.
True.
He was already tired.
But Jacob almost killed that boy like almost a week ago. Like, I don't know, man. I ain't get that part either.
and then I
That's
felt bad for
that's a,
Finn
that's a
Balor.
Saturday Night Main Event rematch, so you know what's gonna happen.
That's probably, yeah. And then I felt bad for Finn Balor when John Cena dumped him on his head, and Braun Strowman apparently was supposed to be there to catch him, didn't, and then he storms off like, what the fuck? Braun Strowman's yelling as he's leaving, and Finn Balor was just dropped on his damn head. I was like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
I love the
Catch a break.
AJ Styles when his music hit. I love that. I wish Dom would have been earlier. I wish he would have came out like number 3 or 4 and then eliminated at 5. That didn't happen.
Hater.
What was the other one? Oh, Ludwig Kaiser. I love the fact that he got to the ring and was like, I don't need to go in. I don't understand why more heels don't do that. There's no reason to run in the ring to get your ass whooped. If you're a heel,
What
play
happened?
it.
What happened when he got in though?
But no,
Boy
but
Penta, baby, threw him over,
it
bro.
was perfect. They played it out perfectly. But again, that's what, as a heel, like Liv, even during Liv, like a couple times, Michael Cole and them were like, she's down here on the floor again. Liv, are you still in the match?
Mhm.
You know, like that's
Yeah.
that's a heel move, man. I love that stuff.
Mhm.
And then the Jay win was the Jay win. I like that. I liked the fact they made Breaker look good. I loved all the you know, I was like, man, Roman went in at like 16. I was like, holy cow. He's gonna have a long night ahead. I was like, oh, they must be making their money back on all that shit when he's off. Like, all right, you're going in 16.
I don't think I have seen Roman Reigns in the match so much since I don't know
Yeah,
6 years ago.
yeah.
He was in the match a long time during that match.
And I thought
They-
I liked the fact that they put together a couple things. They had LA Knight eliminate Damian Priest. The fact they're now both on the same brand. Does it again, some of this stuff will lead to nothing. But it throws things out there to where you're like, okay. You start
Yeah,
seeing
but they were
elimination.
attacking yesterday on SmackDown, so they're building on something over there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I mean, you know, you got those things there to where like I just loved all of that interaction on there. The fact that you did make Fatu look strong. I just felt that look, Braun Strowman could have eliminated him. I don't have a problem with that. My problem is he physically picked him up like a doll and threw him over the top rope. Like, I mean, look, if Braun Strowman hits him and clotheslines him over the rope and he goes over, no problem with that. It was the fact that he took him and flung him like a little teddy bear. That was my main issue with the way he was eliminated. Not that Braun Strowman eliminated. It was that the way he eliminated him. And then I love the Tozawa ISHO speed thing. I love that. I didn't know, like I was like, oh, here comes a big reveal. You know, and again, I was hoping that more of the TNA guys, especially the guys that had been in WWE before, were you know, on there. When I saw Tozawa come out, I was like, good God, they're not going to have any surprises. If they're bringing Tozawa out, there's going to be no surprises. And then when I saw Hayes waiting in the back, I'm like, oh. And then they attack him and they do the whole thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. We're going to get somebody. And it was like, speed,
I
go.
thought it was Randy Orton. But yeah.
You know what? I was hoping it was going to be Santino. I was hoping Santino was going to be back there in the back as a TNA guy. Like the
Well, Santina and the female Royal Rumble would have been nice.
and then be like, go. But again, ISO Speed did fine. I feel like that was one of those things to where like, oh, you want to see how it is for real in the wrestling business?
Not only that, I thought it was pretty cool that they actually went backstage. They had Triple H. And he was
Yes,
like,
no, I
yo,
love that whole
you don't
part.
see that. That's
No,
like the
yeah.
first time they do that. So then you see Speed right there, and they're like, hey, Speed, you're in, bro. And he's like, yes, I'm in. I'll go.
He's like, now? Okay, all right, now go.
I like that.
Amazing they had
Probably
his
the
music
last
already.
time we see him in the ring.
The music, they had his music already like, you know, teed up and everything. And also I was upset that I didn't get my Corey Graves, Pat McAfee thing.
Mm.
I was hoping that was going to get some kind of payoff. McAfee didn't even get in the damn Royal Rumble in his hometown.
Maybe because he knew he wasn't going to do so well in the Royal Rumble. So he was like, you know what? Let me just stay away. Let me just be a commentator today.
And the fact that they let Joe Hendry get his entrance, no, they didn't let him get his entrance. He did. He beat somebody. Who was it? He beat down.
They should have put a Joe Henry versus John Cena. They didn't even put that.
No, they didn't go that far. But he did the back follow away slam, and then he turned that way, and then he did his turnaround thing.
Oh
and,
yeah.
And Sheamus was there, and then they did the stomp, and then Jacob Fatu hit him, and then as No Doubt says, when Sheamus was yelling at Fatu for disrupting Joe Hendry, hey, I was enjoying that. Why are you so angry all the time?
Yeah, but I don't think Joe Henry eliminated anybody, right? I don't think he eliminated
I
anybody.
don't think Hendry did. No, I don't think Joe Hendry did.
So they kind of did him dirty.
Well, Roman eliminated him, man. So at least you had like the top draw of the company eliminated. Not like they threw him out there and Tozawa eliminated him or anything.
That's true. And I like the fact that Penta and Strowman were. I mean, the tribal chief and Penta were working together. There was a part where he was like helping him out,
Yeah, he
and he was
kept throwing
like,
him up in the air and then boop.
that was pretty cool. And I said to myself, I was like, man, they got the two biggest like selling wrestlers in helping each other out, and I thought they were gonna go at it, and I was like, yo, this is gonna be like merch, like who's gonna win, you know? But
No, that's gonna be the next WWE shop commercial. It's gonna be them working together and like, hey, buy your Penta stuff and your Roman stuff and. But the one other thing is, who was it?
Did you get mad at Penta because Penta's feet did touch the floor?
Yeah, that's why they didn't go to the replay, right? They're like, we're gonna see a replay. I'm like,
yeah.
they are not showing a replay.
I saw it on X.
The whole crowd knew.
Yeah. No, and people were posting it on X. You could see both his feet touch the ground. So they didn't care.
Oh, I didn't like the
First
Finn.
WrestleMania.
I did not like the Finn Balor being in it.
Really?
I just felt it was like, okay, he hasn't been on TV
Out of nowhere. Yeah,
like,
it was out of nowhere.
That spot could have been somebody else, and then bring Finn back on the next Raw.
Maybe they rushed Finn because that JD McDonough getting hurt. Now they have a whole Raw, and they need to bring him back before and probably for Raw this Monday. So maybe they rushed it.
Yeah. Is that the only one that you felt like should have not participated in the Rumble, or was there anybody else that you felt like should have not been in the Royal Rumble, and somebody else could have replaced them?
Dominic Mysterio.
There was a couple that
get out of here, Adrian.
I mean, they worked it out well with Otis, but I don't need Otis in the Royal Rumble.
Come on, what are you talking about, bro?
So if you could have gave that spot to, Santino or Nick Nemeth or.
No, Otis is the man.
Or Matt Cardona.
Any of those guys. Matt Cardona. Like,
why are you?
Any of those guys over Otis? I love Otis. I love me some Otis.
Yeah, but you're saying to the people that you don't want him.
I can do without him being in my Royal Rumble. I'll watch him on Netflix on Raw. I'll watch that, but why? What does he bring to me? Nothing.
He brings his belly.
I can tell you one thing. When Otis went to that ring, I said, that guy's not winning.
No, and you know what?
We
never have. I don't think we've gotten a closure between Otis and Chad. To be honest with you, they're still every time.
You're never gonna get closure, buddy.
So that's why. So it made sense to bring him because he was like, I knew Otis was gonna come out. When I saw all those people there and outside Chad, I was like, oh man, Otis should come out. I was happy they brought him out.
You know what's gonna be funny on Raw is when they divulge
he got a good pop.
Otis is the one that is going to help Chad Gable beat the Luchadors.
Really? You think so?
He's going to become the teacher. Chad Gable becomes the student.
That'd be interesting.
I don't know. I don't know. Probably going another way with that.
Yeah, they are. I'm just making shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like,
but it's interesting. Actually, that's not bad.
That's the dumb shit that I think about. You know, I was like, there's always dumb shit in his head. That's the dumb shit in wrestling that I sit there. And you're right. Obafemi, Trick Williams. Again,
they could have brought in
almost went to Japan. They cut his contract short. They let him go over there so he gets some time in the ring and stuff. And they're bringing him back. Why not bring him out?
So if you
so in that Rumble either.
Nah, he didn't. And you know who was another one who kind of like Shinsuke.
Shinsuke.
Yeah. And another one that I wasn't too fond of being there was The Miz. It was okay, but not a big fan of The Miz being in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but he's always in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be about it. I mean, everybody else was okay. I mean, again, even with Otis, with what he did, it made sense with him going in there with Chad Gable and things like that. So it worked out.
Luchadors, yeah.
Where they weren't just throwing at least.
Let me ask you guys something, because here's an interesting part. Obviously, Jey Uso won, right? So, and most likely he's gonna go after Gunther. But you saw what happened with Sami. He got eliminated by Jimmy Uso. Eliminated him. So can we possibly get maybe?
No, Jey Uso eliminated him.
I'm sorry, Jey Uso eliminated him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Jey Uso, my bad.
Yeah.
So do you think there's a possibility we're gonna get a three-way between those three guys, Sami, Jey, and Gunther? They find a way to stick Sami in there.
Cause Sami done beat Gunther before us too, so valid. I like it.
Yeah, but Sami's gonna go with Kevin Owens, right?
Because
they won't.
let's
They
take a
won't
look.
just because
Yeah, because
he's the
Sami
main
Zayn, if
event.
you look at the gear he's wearing now, that's his heel gear. His babyface gear is those military pants, the
Mm.
gray, green military pants. Now he's wearing the black ones like he wore when he was with the Bloodline. If you
Yeah,
watched him tonight when he was heel.
and then the other thing we got to look at is like again, this is gonna be headlining WrestleMania. Do you really think it's gonna be just Gunther versus Jey Uso, and that's gonna be good
Yep.
enough to? They got to spice that
I
up,
think
man.
it's gonna be.
No,
They're gonna
I don't
build
think
it up
I don't
like
think they
that.
will. I don't think they have to spice it up. What they
Nah.
need to do is put a strong undercard under it.
Really?
Because the way
Nah,
it's going now, who do you have? You know, and
That's
again,
gonna be night one. That's gonna be night one.
Yeah, it's gonna be night
let's look
one.
at this then. Let's look at this again. We'll talk about the KO match now. KO and Cody.
Whew.
With what you saw out of that match and the ending, Cody was getting booed.
Boy.
Cody was getting booed in that match. At the end
Well,
of
there's
that
a
match,
mix.
Cody got booed. There was a mix. There wasn't a strong like, great. I'm
It wasn't
glad
as
you whooped
strong.
his ass and put him through the thing. And there was a little bit of sympathy for KO after that.
I like the Cody we got, bro. I like the fact that he destroyed him, bro. I loved it, bro. I was like, wow, this is
How,
brutal, but I liked it, bro.
Well, my question
how
would be
could you
this
not
then.
have sympathy for KO after getting Alabama slammed through a fucking ladder? That shit was wild.
No,
That was wild.
and they were trying different things. Like you saw when they broke the ladder, and he was using the piece of the ladder to hit as well. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's different too.
Oh yeah.
We don't
Yeah,
see that on
one
a
of you put
regular
in the
ladder
chat
match.
too, right? All the innovative stuff they were
Yeah.
doing, the different stuff they're doing. I mean, again, there's not a lot of stuff that you can do with the ladder, and there's not a lot of new stuff you can do with the ladder, but it's about making it, and again, it's hard to say like making it make sense because you're using a goddamn ladder on a human being. But if you work it into the match and the psychology of the match, it works out a lot better than just having a chair there to just do damage.
Cody almost like fell by himself trying to get those titles off
Dude,
the
I
top,
thought he
bro.
was going down. That
Did you
that
see that?
ladder was shaking. I was like, oh boy.
Like when I saw
You
him
see,
go, like
he went to grab the thing and he had
Yeah.
to take the belts off individually. He's like, nope, I'm gonna fucking fall if I
One of the
stand
refs finally slid in the ring because everybody was checking on KO, and one of them finally slid in the ring and kind of, stabilized the ladder a little bit for him.
really, I didn't notice that. I should.
Yeah. You'll see one of the guys sliding at the end, at the very end when he got it, and because he had to go up to almost the second to last step to get to the
I
belts.
saw
I was like,
that.
man. And then the Sammy part of this is going to be interesting to see where this all, rotates out. Because the other thing I have a question about is, with everything the way everything went down tonight, who's Cody's opponent at WrestleMania right now? Who's in the driver's seat to be
John
Cody's
Cena.
opponent?
John Cena.
It's John Cena. John Cena's gonna win that.
Okay, but if that's the
He's
case,
gonna
then
earn
Cena
that.
doesn't become the 17-time world champion.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
Maybe he can, and then they run it back and he loses it.
Now,
Right?
this is what I think is going to happen. With what I saw from Cody tonight, what makes it better if it looks like it's a respect thing going into WrestleMania? John Cena could become a 17-time world champion. Cody turns heel on him and costs him his 17th time because John will never get another shot at the heavyweight title.
Yeah.
And then he stops him right there. If they want to go that route, I'm just saying, again, the way it looked tonight was you saw more people kind of going toward maybe not being on the Cody bandwagon.
Yeah, I kind of wanted Cody to get power drive through that ladder, to be honest.
What do you think,
Once he was
Sammy?
about to do it, I was like, oh, please. But it didn't happen. So I like Cody.
Sammy, we'll
What
start
they
with
did right
you
was
for Cody opponent.
they basically ended the feud. That was definitive.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah.
like when you have a cage match to end the feud, they find a way to end the feud as a ladder match. That was definitive. Uh, it was a lot of new spots for a ladder match. I thought we were talking about it in the chat. I thought it was cool. A very physical match. And it was definite. It was kind of weird what they did with Sammy. Like he was there, but you probably we're gonna see on next week on Raw or SmackDown is uh again Kevin always saying that left him alone and betrayed him, and he's one of the traitors that if he turns back on him, is gonna turn against Sammy, and you're gonna see that match at WrestleMania. That because he didn't interfere, but he helped Roman. He helped Roman get up, and he didn't help him. So that's probably gonna happen. But the match overall I thought was a very cool match. No, no, all variety of new spots. I thought it was really really cool physical match. So um, I know you're gonna ask me for the grade. I thought it was better than most people. Most people are giving like are not happy with the match. I thought it was great. I will give it an A.
Frankie.
I agree with Sammy. I would give it an A. I am surprised that this match was able to live up to what they already had done the first time they wrestled. So, and I was really interested in the match. They had me really in the match. Like I love the little ladder too. I thought that was pretty cool, and
That's always funny.
you know, I was really impressed. When I first saw this card and I saw, hey, you're running back Cody versus KO. I know that they were supposed to go a little bit more hardcore, but I didn't think they were gonna go this extreme. And props to KO for going through all those stuff because he took a beating, and so did Cody. Man, damn, those guys. I sent a message to all you guys. I was like, that match was brutal, bro. Like those guys were like, I know they're bruised up after that match. So, but
Yes.
I really enjoyed the match. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it lived up to expectation. I don't think people are gonna turn on Cody. I think obviously people are still gonna have sympathy. People are still gonna love Cody, especially the kids. So I mean, but you do bring a very interesting story that could possibly happen in the next pay per views because we still got to wait before WrestleMania. Maybe they put Zammy versus Cody in one of the upcoming live events and then bring it like that. And of course they could just do it at a Monday night or on a Monday night or a SmackDown, whichever one. I don't remember which one, but there's a way you could include Zammy to face against Cody because of the fact Zammy wants to get like seek revenge on what Cody did to his friend now. So it's like there's different storylines. It was creative. They did a good job. A in my eyes.
Adrian.
A, definitely A. Them two boys are really known for taking real dangerous bumps, and yeah, they showed out tonight. So definitely an A.
Yeah, no, right there with you guys. I mean, the fact that this is where this story leads. It was going to be violent because that was the only way. That's all they left to be done, and it started violent. Remember, it started because KO jumped, Cody out by his bus. So that's what started this whole thing. So to end it, you knew it was going to be a violent one, and I think it lived up to again, I don't know what everyone's expectations were, but I thought they were going to have a hell of a match, and they did. And then using everything.
I'm sorry.
Do you guys want to get into the tag team match, or you just want to kind of just? It was okay. It was good.
I'm good not talking about it.
Sammy, anything you want
Y'all want to speak?
I thought the ending. I know what you're trying to do, but that ending was really disappointing. Excuse me. Because if you
Yeah.
go to a three fall match, you expect if you sat through a fall match, you expect the ending to be good. You expect the ending to be definitive. You expect the ending to be satisfying. That kind of ending, I know the church it has the Street Profits, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, they brought the Street Profits out of nowhere. Like we haven't seen them in a minute, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, we gotta go and like betray." I
Well, they
guess.
were laid out by DIY, and
Yeah.
supposedly they had taken out Dawkins with his leg and knee. And the interesting part about the whole thing is Sean Ross Sapp is there in Indianapolis. He said that Dawkins has been on his crutches since he's been there. So they were doing everything that they did, the Street Profits. He was still on crutches up until
Kayfabe.
tonight's turn. Yep.
Wow.
So he did it all the way up to. So again, it's one of those things. I just look, if you're gonna push the Street Profits, then you need to push. You need to finally pull, the cord on pushing them if you're going to, man. It feels that way for like most of the tag teams in the division. It's like, okay, we're gonna. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Okay, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. They just like they don't know what they're going to do. I mean, look what they did. Okay, they put the titles on the Bloodline with Jacob Fatu, and then they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, we can't have Jacob Fatu defending the tag titles because then at some point they're gonna have to lose." Okay, but let's put them on Tongalo. Okay, then you had the Motor City Machine Guns come in and beat them on their second week there. Then DIY, the whole cheating thing was going on with Johnny Gargano, and it's been that way since. I mean, I almost feel they should say, okay, we're putting the titles, unifying the titles again, and just do like the ladies tag titles, man. Just
You
have
you
one
saw
of
that
the
last
tag
night,
champs and go around and defend it, man.
Sean? Do you see SmackDown last night? Did you
I
get a
saw
chance?
most of it. I didn't see all of it.
Okay,
This
there
3 hour
was there
shit
was
is killing me.
there was a spot with Tonga Loa. I went and saw the titles on a box. Apparently DIY have left them behind, and he saw the belts and he
Oh
grabbed the
yeah, yeah,
belts.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah, yeah,
teasing.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
teasing the
Yeah.
bloodline getting that title. So and you know how we have shows, so they're probably going somewhere with that. But I didn't get that too.
Yeah, no, that's the other thing too. Like they don't have a lot of. They have no house shows up until
Mm-hmm.
the end of April, I
They'll
think,
have
April or
SmackDown
May
Raw,
or somewhere. It's
probably
like
March,
there's no house shows.
February, March.
It's Raw, SmackDown, PLEs. That's it right now going on. Um, all right, so we discussed this pay per view. I want to get your thoughts. So we think it at least again. I'll say what I feel, and then you guys pipe in. We'll go around. We'll go each time we do it. We'll go Frankie, Adrian, and then Sammy. Jey Uso against Gunther at WrestleMania.
Starting with me,
Yeah,
they need to spice it up, man. I think that's what's gonna happen. Obviously, after they interviewed him, they need to spice that up. They need to make that a 3-way and put somebody in there as well. Because I don't want to see only those two guys again in WrestleMania. I've seen them already in a couple of pay per views and a couple of shows. I'm tired of seeing those two go at it. And for me, it would be hard. Like, what would I guess? What now? What would be that would all of a sudden supersede now that Jey Uso should beat Gunther? You understand me? Like, and would it hurt Gunther and in the long run? Because now you're pushing him, and then what happens to Gunther? I feel like if they do a 3-way, it doesn't hurt Gunther. He doesn't have to win it, and I guess in a way, Jay can still win the belt. But I would put a 3-way in there.
Adrian.
They let Sammy beat Gunther already, so they're gonna let Jay beat him clean. It's gonna happen. They already been building this for Jay for a while now. The whole underdog story, not having a title, you know what I'm saying, all that, not having a world championship at least. And then, it's just gonna culminate at WrestleMania. I think that's gonna happen, and that's what it is. Now we just saw it tonight, so that's what's happening. I don't think he's fighting Cody.
Sammy.
Again, it's the same story they did last time, and it's the same story they did with Damien Priest. Gunther is superior, you're beneath me, I'm class, you're not. If they're gonna have all the road to WrestleMania with the same thing all over again, that's Mexico. If you ask me, it's gonna be that. I I'm not against Jey Uso per se, but in a feud against Gunther again, that doesn't give me anything that I can work with. So as a fan, I can again, it's gonna be the same because Gunther is a great in the ring. He has a great presence, but that's his persona. I'm the ring general. I'm better than you. You're beneath me. They already did that with Jey Uso. They're gonna do it again. So I don't see what's in it for me in that view. So we'll see what happens.
I kind of feel starting tonight, I was like thinking it was going to be Jay against Gunther. Now thinking about it and then going back through and Jay was eliminated. Jay eliminated Sami Zayn. So I think that was the Easter egg of that's going to start KO getting into Sami Zayn's head, Sami going heel, Sami getting added to the match, and then also where what Frankie said about him not, Gunther doesn't have to lose a triple threat match. Jey Uso pinned Sami Zayn. Jey Uso's a champion.
Help
Gunther
with
just loses
KO.
the title because of whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like now, when I first started the show, I thought, but I think it's right. I think you're going to have to spice it up just for the fact that you don't want. To me, after everything that's gone down, Jay doesn't beat Gunther. I mean, it's a feel good story, but it's a story we've already had. Not only mentioning the what you were talking about, Sammy, about with the Damian Priest thing, but it's Roman Cody all over again. Can never win the big one. Never win the big one. Oh, I finished my story.
Yep.
Yes, that game's gonna be the story.
That's a good.
And no doubt, he
That's
kind of
nice.
said it there. Jay is this year's Cody, and then that's kind of like, or I feel like that's where this is heading. But I can't see Jay beating Gunther, so I think you have to have that, spice it up a little bit and put that in, and it makes sense because Sammy can be like, "You kicked me in the face and took away my shot." Even though, and the irony behind all this is, think about what's happened the last two Raws when it went off the air. Or not off the air, but it was a haluva kick to Seth Rollins and a haluva kick to Cody Rhodes by Sami Zayn. Kicking the wrong person by accident, and now in the Royal Rumble, what happens? He get kicked by accident, and he got eliminated. And it just feels like this is the egg where they planted it to where it's, okay, here we go. And this is
Heel Sammy.
Sammy's way of being able to come back and be like, all I did for you and your family, and you kicked me in the face and eliminated me and took away my chance at a heavyweight title. Now, how they work the rest of it in there, I don't know, because if they do it just Sammy and Jay, you kind of take away from Gunther going into WrestleMania. Because in the story, it's just Jay and Sammy. That's not going to work. In a triple threat match, you need to get Gunther more involved as well, to me.
Great points.
Again, we talked a little bit about it earlier. During the whole thing, the Seth meltdown, he curb stomps Roman on the floor. Then he does it again on the steps. Him and CM Punk fought everywhere. Sammy, we'll start with you this time. What did you take from it? Where do you see it heading?
That's gonna be main event on night one probably. That there's no way Gunther and Hughes will main event WrestleMania. It's gonna be probably the first match of WrestleMania night one, if you ask me. So I expect the triple threat CM Punk and Roman Reigns uh, and Seth Rollins. That's gonna be the feud that probably fuels WrestleMania. That's gonna be huge. That's gonna be great. Probably be better than anything John Cena and Cody could do. That's gonna be probably the fuel of WrestleMania. That's gonna fuel the whole road to WrestleMania. So I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be really entertaining every single week. They're so good, all of them. So they have so much aura, so much. They do so are so good on the mic. So it's gonna be a great match on WrestleMania. So I'm excited about that. I think it's gonna be great.
Frankie?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be a three-way. I wish CM Punk would have done something. I wish CM Punk would have hit Roman Reigns as well, like lost it the same way as Seth Rollins. Um, I'm curious to see if maybe like I know somebody in the chat board said we don't have we didn't see The Rock. I don't think we're gonna see Rock at WrestleMania this year. So I wish we could. Maybe you could have seen maybe Seth and CM Punk and Roman and The Rock both team up and then have like a tag team like what they did last year. But again, I don't see CM Punk and Seth being friends anytime soon. So I honestly feel it's going to be a three-way, and I honestly feel that would be the the main event for night 2 for WrestleMania, in my opinion.
Adrian, go ahead.
I agree with everything y'all say. Not much more to say after that, but CM Punk did go up to Paul Heyman after that, and Paul Heyman still owes him that favor. So I just want to see where that goes. But I do think it'll be them three feuding, and whether that materializes into a match, we'll see. But I think it's definitely going to be something with them three. So
Yeah. Before you go, Sean,
Yep,
I
go
think
ahead.
that's a great point by Adrian. That's the favor. The feud is right now Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. That was the way they attack each other. So the favor is gonna be, I want to be added to that match. You owe me to be added to that match, and that's the favor. They're gonna find a way to make it a three-way, probably.
Yeah. So
You know, it's
yeah,
funny
definitely
because
something's gonna happen.
I listen to all three of you now, and I'm like, again, my stupidity of my wrestling thing here, and I start trying to think of things. What if, again, last year you saw it, right? You saw the tag team match night 1, and then if Cody wins, he gets the match night 2, or the stipulation is no, whatever it was, bloodline rules or whatever it was. So what happens if this year, night
Like, where
1,
you going?
is the triple threat?
Winner gets Cody.
Winner gets Cody.
Ooh, I
Night
like
2.
that.
That's better than anything they
And then
can do.
also,
So
what you could do too
you
is
did
you
it
could
again.
go ahead, Sammy. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm saying that that's better than anything they can pull off for Pro WrestleMania. So you did it again. You're thinking outside the box. I like it.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
think that's good.
Because the other thing I was thinking of too is if you do that, you could still have Cena versus Cody night 1.
Valid.
Then the winner of that match versus the winner, and this is where I'm going to go with this, because then, depending on how this rolls out the rest of the way to WrestleMania with Cody, if he's still getting booed or whatever,
John Cena wins his 17th, and then he
and
loses the
Roman
next
or
night.
CM Punk or whoever wins the triple threat becomes the champion the next night. So
Yeah,
Cena's only the
damn,
champion for
boy.
one night, and you've taken the belt off, and then now Cody goes back to what he does best, chasing the title.
My only thing is, remember, we gotta put that Jey Uso Gunther match as a main event. So
Yeah, sure.
where are you gonna squeeze that? Let's say if you do that night 1, that triple threat winner gets Cody night 2 or something like that.
Like Sammy said, opening night 1.
That's gonna be the opening match of WrestleMania.
But
No,
I
no,
thought
no doubt.
being main
Yeah.
event in WrestleMania means you're actually getting the main event.
Oh, you could do it the other way
No,
around.
no, no.
You could have the
The
triple
triple
threat.
threat. The
You
triple
could have the
threat be
triple
the
threat.
night 1.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Opener.
Like
Yeah.
the opener. Okay, I got you.
You could do the triple
Yeah,
threat as the opener and then have Jay end it. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
You need to have a strong undercard if you want to have that. But also, here's the other thing, though. If they do that, you can't then have the Jey Uso Gunther be a triple threat as well. It can't be like, you can't have 3 triple threats on a card. It's almost like that's an old Vince McMahon move. We need everybody on the card. Okay. Triple threat. Oh, an 8-man tag team here, a 6-man tag over here. How many we got left? We got 12 guys left. Okay. 12-man tag opens the show. Go.
Then you probably can't have Cody John Cena that night either, because Jay's gonna have to be the main event. You gonna put Cody John Cena as the co-main?
Why not? You said Cena doesn't want to overshadow the new guy, right? Jey Uso.
Why?
True.
Why are we
But I don't
assuming?
see them doing it.
Why
We
are
got
we?
too many scenarios going on right now.
Why are we assuming that John Cena needs to go for a title? Like maybe he just wants to run it and just end his career at WrestleMania in a good match, and that's it.
Maybe he picks who his opponent is.
Well, the only problem with that is you're going to have an elimination chamber match to come up with an opponent for Cody. Usually that's what the elimination chamber does.
Mm-hmm.
It gets whatever title is not, challenged by the winner of the Royal Rumble. You get the 5 number 1 contenders or whatever, and they go to, elimination chamber, and
They already got 4. They already got 4.
Well, no, I know that was the other
CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and John Cena. So
I was thinking the same thing, but the problem is this. And again, not a problem, but an opportunity is they're all on Raw. Cody's on SmackDown. Now,
Roman's on.
If they do that, that's so top heavy. If they do that, you're gonna bury 3 guys for another reason, because you have to wait to pin them. You have to wait to eliminate them. So you're gonna pin CM Punk and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
Everybody's got to get pinned. There's only one winner in Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
there's no way
you're gonna bury 3
you have
guys.
to get eliminated.
Yeah, so maybe you don't put Roman, CM Punk, and Seth in that elimination.
I think you end up making that a match, like you guys are saying. I think
you stick in there Damian Priest because he's now in SmackDown. You could probably put in
Drew
McIntyre in there. AJ Styles is another one. Yeah, you could put that. Maybe you could move Dom to SmackDown, and Dom also is in the
Oh, you
elimination.
do Damian Priest, LA Knight.
LA Knight. Yeah.
I don't. Is Drew on SmackDown now, or is he still Raw?
Raw.
Where's he at?
He's still in Raw.
Raw.
He's still in Raw.
Drew's on
All
Raw.
right, so you could throw AJ Styles
You
in
could
there.
put Jacob Fatu, or you could
I don't know
put
if you want to do Jacob Fatu because I feel like he'd have to win it if he's in it.
you could put Solo. He didn't come out today in the Royal Rumble, so Solo might be in.
Yeah, but Solo I think is out. He's out for a while. I don't know what that whole thing. He literally didn't say a word and walked out, and nobody's seen or heard from him since.
Well,
I
I was thinking about something too. When we're and not to go back to what so much where we were talking about the tag team because we hadn't talked so much about it.
Frankie, real quick, I'm sorry, Sammy on SmackDown. Did they have any mention of Solo? I didn't watch the whole thing. Did you watch it, Frankie?
Nah.
Anybody else?
Yeah,
watch it?
I watched it.
No.
Yeah, no, they didn't say anything about
Okay,
it.
okay. All right. Continue your thought, Frankie. I'm sorry.
What I was gonna say is, I going back a little bit to that tag team match. I'm thinking back. I was like, why didn't they put in the White Six? I think the White Six would have made that match entertaining as well. So it would have been 3 tag team in there instead of just 2 of them. And then you could still bring in the Street Profits to mess it up. But it just felt like it felt short. So I'm just thinking about other wrestlers in the roster that weren't used in tonight's live event.
Yeah, but you have to remember one thing too about the Royal Rumbles. The Royal Rumble matches are the thing. Everything else is kind of buried. I mean, think about Cody and KO was so good because they basically killed each other.
Do you think
that tag team match was a potty break? That was a potty break for everybody in that arena.
Definitely took a break.
But just because it was a potty break doesn't necessarily mean it could not have been a pretty good fight as well, though.
It was a great match. It was a great match.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to put somebody else in that spot. That for what? It was really, and I hate to say it like this, it was a throwaway match to where, okay, you just saw an hour and 15 minutes of the Women's Royal Rumble. You're going to get 2 more hours after because you got 45 minutes with Cody and KO and another hour and 15 with the Men's Royal Rumble. So here's your opportunity. Go to the stands, go get your food, whatever you want to do. That's what that match really was there for, honestly.
I thought you would do that probably before the pay-per-view started. Go get your stuff before. I'm gonna be at the, I'm gonna be there the whole I don't want to miss anything out.
This ain't an AEW show with 1,000 people, okay? There's 67,000. There's things called lines.
Hold on a second.
You been to Disney World?
When I went
to Disney World?
When I went to World's End, I went, got my merch, got my used the restroom, got my food, got my drinks, everything before it started. And you know those AEW events last like 10 hours.
Yeah.
So I didn't miss anything.
But again, AEW event. Well, how many was there? 20?
It was a lot, bro. It was a while. That card went. No, but you know what? It was.
I was at my kid's event today. The announced attendance, 18,500.
Oh,
for robotics and driving cars and dropping eggs. They had a bigger crowd than AEW. You know those lines at the food truck were longer than merchandise lines at AEW.
Damn, that's messed up, man.
Yeah, you need to do the battle AEW because they have so much talent and you have to brainstorm a way to save AEW.
And you know what? No Doubt has a good point. He mentions Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Cross. They could have had Nikki Cross in the Women's Royal Rumble and then and they could have teased us that.
There's somebody injured.
That's what you don't want to do that, apparently.
Somebody's injured on the Wyatt Six, so therefore none of them are seen right now. That's what's happening.
Damn. Is it that bad that he can't, that person can't even just walk around and?
I don't even know who it is. The only person that makes sense would be Uncle Howdy himself.
Yeah.
But he doesn't wrestle. He barely wrestles anyway.
But he's got to be there to be the leader. If he's not there, then the rest of them look like a bunch of misfits.
Sit in that chair and rock with the light.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does whoever's injured, whichever one of them.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah, but if he's in a wheelchair, you got to
bring back the rocking chair. Yes, no, bring back the rocking chair and put in the rocking chair and just put it back.
Look.
Wheels.
If Adam Cole was able to go and be in the show a couple times when he had a messed up foot, I'm pretty sure one of whoever is hurt in the Wyatt Six can do the same thing.
Again, it's not an AEW show. There's a reason. Sammy, let them know where they can see you, man, and everything you got going on.
Well, on YouTube and on X at Fins TV. We're gonna have the Fins TV Awards, and this Tuesday, not the next Tuesday. You all guys are gonna be there. We're gonna pick the defensive player of the year for the Dolphins, the offensive player of the year for the Dolphins, the rookie of the year, the leadership award, and the MVP. So we're gonna have a whole panel on Mike McDaniel on what the hell's going on with the Dolphins. So please join us on Tuesday for now on X and on YouTube at 7:30.
Adrian, let them know where they can get you.
Got Rainy Day Pod on YouTube and all socials, man.
Frankie, let them know where they can get a hold of you.
Oh my God. They could get a hold of me on Frankie Fresco. And sorry, I'm looking at a video. Logan Paul posted a video of Speed, and Speed's foot looked really bad. You can follow me on Frankie Fresco. Obviously, we do the show on Tuesdays, Squared Circle. And then obviously, guys, all of you ladies and gentlemen who are watching the show, don't forget to hit the like, don't forget to subscribe, and to all of our channels. That way we could, keep growing. And then man, it's a pleasure, meeting Adrian. Maybe we could work together in the future. And of course, Sammy, it's always fun seeing you, bro. And then unfortunately, Sean, you and me gotta deal with me. So it is what it is.
It's always a pleasure having to deal with you. Hey, Vincent, that's this Tuesday, right?
No, next Tuesday.
The 10th,
The
right?
10th.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Tuesday. Oh no, this Tuesday's okay. The Tuesday after.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was about to say, Frankie, I forgot to tell you the show's gonna be later this week.
Yeah, I know. I figured it's on Tuesday.
The week after, we're gonna have a late start. You can catch me at Stanley_Media11 on X, Stanley Media House everywhere else. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit everything else. Make sure you check out the Rainy Day Pod. Make sure you check out Fins TV. Make sure you check out DJ Fresco. And as always, I want to thank everybody that was in on the chat. No doubt, Karoon was in. Cena loses the belt faster than Santino at Royal Rumble. Chad was in. Appreciate you, sir. Who else we got? Tony Zags was in. We, of course, had in Sneak Attack 305, Terry Davis. It wasn't special at all with Trish. See, I'm telling you, it's.
Why are you hating on Trish?
The Stratisfaction's just not there, man. It's not there anymore.
Hey, props for her, man. Her age, and she could still hang, bro.
Yeah.
She does yoga, man. The yoga thing.
Trying to give you the Stratus facts. It wasn't that impressive.
I'll give you the Stratus facts. Make sure you check us out. The Squared Circle Digest, 7 p.m. every Tuesday, except for the 10th. We'll be going at 8 because we'll be on Fins TV. In the words of the great Gordon Soley, so long from the sun, shine, stay.